I am Dr. Yugandhar Bhatt, consultant pulmonologist at Yashoda Hospital, Malapet. Yes. So the question is, people are more susceptible when compared to the non-respiratory problems in terms of when they have a structural lung disease. Say for example, simple bronchial asthma and COPD, which has some chronic impact on the lung physiology. They will have this particular susceptibility is more. And patients with interstitial lung disease, where their structural problem is permanent and progressive, those are, if they are getting this disease, that will be disease progression will be severe and disease severity will be severe, susceptibility will be more. Not in all respiratory diseases. Like simple pneumonia resolved completely earlier to this, they will have a good equal susceptibility compared to any other disease. Some chronic lung diseases will have a more susceptibility. Yes. So people recovering from the respiratory diseases, where they are same equal susceptibility or more than that. It depends upon what infection, what disease they have suffered earlier. Say for example, it is a simple pneumonia, completely resolved, there is no extra risk. If it is because of the established bronchiectasis, that is holes in the lung, which is a permanent change, with a secondary infection they admitted, the equal risk, that will be more risk for this particular viral pandemic. And similarly with the COPD, ILD. These are the structural lung problem diseases. If they are recovered from these diseases, they will have a high risk. So not respiratory diseases, yes, climate changes will be affected, particularly asthma. The season of the asthma will be winter and rainy season will be more, and if they are exposed to the pollen and dust allergy known to them, that will be increases. And regarding the COVID, yes, there are humidity related risk will be more compared to the temperature related. There is no absolute hot temperature will be no cases not recorded, not like that. That means India is not totally safe based on the environmental conditions. We can't tell that one. So here regarding the COVID-19 affected patients, when they are discharged, there are according to some studies, there are 4 types of radiological consequences, that is outcomes. One outcome is completely resolved. These are the people, most of the times 80% of the people are asymptomatic and stable enough. They are not requiring any ICU or oxygen requirement. That will be resolved perfectly normal. And there are some people where that lesions, whatever radiological lesions, will be prolonged for more than expected. That means more than 1 month after discharge, that will be last. And there are people who are for lifelong. That means permanent changes will be there. Particularly those are 5% of the individuals who came out from the ventilator. They have some permanent changes. There are people who are resolved initially and reinfected and have that particular changes, particularly when the persons are post-renal transplant, they got infected with COVID. There is some evidences that they have a changes in the lung pathology or structure and functional wise. So actually acute respiratory distress syndrome is the disease, it's a syndrome, that group of diseases which ends to that particular syndrome, that end up that particular situation where patient is in ICU. We can't give any suggestion to that particular patient. Once they come out, the chances are more. So they have to take a number of precautions, particularly vaccination, adult vaccination they have to follow. Patient on ARDS, on ventilator, we can't give any instruction, just to follow the protocol. So respiratory diseases patients has to take care their health hygiene just like any other persons with non-respiratory diseases, and they have to be much more careful. Why? Because much more careful means this social distancing and whatever state lockdown and hand hygiene, mask, those things are more stringently they have to practice. Why? Because if they have their own problem is recurring, that is also will simulate as a COVID in terms of disease manifestations, cough, fever, cold, both are equal, both are same in COPD patients and also COVID. Whether they are because of the COPD, whether they are attacked this particular new COVID pandemic, it will be confused. So their care levels and precautions levels will be much more stringent than any other. Whenever the patients are not going with the daily activities, say for example, we will have some protocols in terms of whether asthma is well controlled. When they have no nocturnal symptoms, when they have no disturbed sleep, when they have no food allergies exacerbation, that is decrease whatever that fever and cough, and if they don't have any difficulty breathing when they exposed to the atmospheric changes, all those things are not there. With the given medications, they are maintain their routine daily habits and daily life without any discomforts, then we can say they are safe. So they have to continue their old medications. Whichever deviation from this daily life, either it may be difficulty breathing, or it may be simple increased production of the sputum, or it may be cough, cold, whatever alarming symptoms, better you consult first telemedicine. And if it is emergency in terms of not able to relieved by the given prescription, then you have to go physically. So they have to come. That means that what I am telling you is, first, most of the respiratory diseases before COVID itself it was diagnosed, and you are following up with a given consultant pulmonologist or consultant physician, and you follow with him either by the virtual first consultation. If he feels yes, it is ideal time, because if we can't manage without seeing the patient, need a X-ray, need a CT scan chest, saturations are low, then you have to rush to the hospital. At that time, you take all the precautions. Why? Because COVID dedicated hospitals only entertaining this OP services, not all hospitals. That means hospital will provide us proper precautions, and you follow the proper precautions. There is no chance or less chance of cross infection. That is the main doubt of most of the patients. They are coming to the hospital. Those cross infection chances will be decreased if you follow strict protocols along with the hospital. Including this particular thing, respiratory diseases like asthma, COPD, ILD, and whatever the post-tuberculosis, all these things, or whatever the established treatment, if you are not on completed treatment, say for example, say TB has a 6 months treatment, if you are 2 months treatment, just follow with the telemedicine consultation, and if they feel, the doctor feels and you feel not able to tolerate the disease symptoms with the given prescription, then it is personally you have to visit the hospital with the safety precautions. The chance of cross infection within the hospital is less, provided the protocols has to be taken either by the hospital, it should be by the hospital and also by the patient. So take home message is, be safe, stay safe, and precautions are more stringent for the respiratory diseases patients. The only reason is both the symptoms are equal, and we can't differentiate based on the symptoms. So don't go out unnecessarily.